Hello, my beautiful ignited souls. I am ready to dig in deep once more. Are you ready to dig in deep once more? Okay, we are ready to dig in deep once more. Okay, we are digging into numerology and scriptural references and what's happening in our world today. Why? Because we want to be better beings. We want to live the best version of who we truly are. And therefore, we need to find the path, look for the path, find the signs, dig in deep once more. Okay, so stick around and let's have some fun on this journey. Now, I felt that I know my videos, or some of my videos have been long, and I felt that it was necessary to try and just break things down because, I could go on like I am doing right now, but stick around. So this is a depiction of Mother Eve. I follow my intuition to see what flows and how, because Mother Eve is also the said God, or let's have her title good and proper hair. Now, if you are new to this channel, we have discovered 14 gods in the scriptures. And I'll just give you a quick glimpse of this because I keep going over it simply because there's not another reference like it around to say, okay, well, go to this place or whatever. Not that I have seen anyway. So we have from Genesis, you can see we are Genesis 33. So the first God stated in Genesis of chapter 1 and 2, these are the 14 gods. We have the created God, the moved God, meaning God of movement, God of sayings, and God who saw, meaning sight and separation, God who divided. That's very much what we are going through now. This is where we are at. Number 5, of course, this is the other Adam and Eve, if you like, story coming up to life. Is really showing itself in all different ways. And this is 7, or I'm sorry, 3. And 3 also has is also 11 when you do the numerical value of number 3. This here is the numbers that correspond with each god here as well. So the called god, the numerical number for the called God is 1. And this is now we are calling on for government for answers, doctors for answers, specialists for this is calling. We are calling. But we need to be calling within us. Dig deep once more, people. We are digging deep because we are digging into the core. Do check out my videos on course, meaning life course. We see that life course in itself constitute a curse and a cure and a core. There are 4 elements right there. I think so. Okay, like a pillar. So its cost or the cost is what it is, the umbrella, and it's got the Trinity in it, which is the curse, the cure, and the call. Okay. So there we are. This the number 3 is very important. We have made this is when we call things into being, when we call for action, we call for answers, we call for things, then we see that, oh well, we've got this answer, we've got this, then that's where the God who made things in his own image and likeness, and that is what we are being called to do right now, to make man in our image and likeness. That is what AI is about. That's another this robotics is really about making man in the image. Image is from imagination, and they are making man in their own image and likeness. And on the 8th calling, which is like what I call the contracts of the gods, in other videos as well, where the lettings of Mother Eve. So if you check out my videos, you will see anything like the lettings of Mother Eve when she says, "Let there be light," which is in her first calling or affirmation or spell. I call it spell. The first spell is really saying, "Oh, let there be light." And guess what? There was light. Now, the there was light is in direct correspondence, which is the numerical value of 12, the direct correspondence with let there be light. So that was making man in image, in that image and likeness. This is really what we are meant to do. You can't create from what you do not have. This is why we are now ready to be ignited in that which we are wanting to do. Ignite the thing you want to see happen. Ignite the element within you for creation. What do we want to create? Now, there is also Sophia, but Sophia and her eldest brother, which is said her eldest brother, and this is like really wanting to say, but is it Adam? Well, I think they are hitting on the story the way it's really meant to be, but known because we have been fed something, the kindergarten lesson, we are not looking and diving or digging deep enough. And so this is what is happening. But they have siblings now. So they're saying Sophia has siblings, but the other guy she interacts with is her brother. Now, isn't that interesting? Whereas in scriptural knowledge, if you like, or what we have been taught, was Adam and Eve, and Adam and Eve had their children, Cain and Abel, and the rest which weren't mentioned. So this is really telling us that what we had been fed, they are reflecting a truth in their own, they are following a certain pattern or certain system of truth, if you like, but we are not seeing it in the way that we are meant to see it. And so they are creating in their image and likeness. So bear with me. And we have the set. Of course, when you create something, you make something, it's on a set. You baking a cake, you have a set, a pan or whatever. And a set is also at least two. And this is what is happening. Or they set a stage, if you like. When you set a stage, there's the stage and the actor. There's two things happening right there. So it's always that sort of thing. Okay, so we have the blessed God. The blessed God. Now, this is really one of the most the most impacting of gods, if you like, or instrumental God. This God has been very active, especially in the Christian community, is that you bless you, bless you, bless you. You can imagine how much of this energy of that blessed God that has been out there. And it's no wonder things are turning over and over and over. It is helping the evolution of mankind, if you like, in the sense of it is B. The first letter is B. And it's really a clear depiction of the activities of bees working very hard and dying to save them, well, for the queen bee. Okay. And then we have less in the middle of this word, because we understand this when you were at school. Why, if you say be late, okay, or belated, you won't have you could say, well, belated is not so much that, okay, you would have the e there. I don't know the full construct how it works, but instead of saying be lest, and you take out the e, this is how I was taught, and just shorten it, because the b is already saying the b, and you say blessed. Yeah, right. So there we have less. And so this tells me, and this is very clear, that this is the last God, in fact, that was very instrumental, especially in Genesis of chapter 1 of the 9 gods, which is a cycle of the 9 gods, number 1 to 9. And once this God was really implemented or acted upon creation, whatever it is, and he says, and God blessed them, meaning God blessed the couple or whoever God blessed. He blessed animals, he blessed. That meant that the cycle of being and having less and having more, or which the ed would mean it is past. So that would mean that you have another set of creation happening. Also, to be less, it's saying that you were not, you you were less at one time, or and you know more. So be less. So this is more or less saying be more. Oh, because you can't be less anymore, so you are being more than you were before. And this is one of the things, one of the Christian anchor, if you like. Bless you, sister. Bless you, brother. Bless you. And someone is in a pitiful state or emotion. Bless you. And they have been very instrumental in this energy. Has been going out quite a lot. I had been there as well. But I have just been very conscious of the word blessed. And we have ED. This is saying that it has come full cycle because it has passed. And ED, of course, equals 9. 9 is that cycle as well. So we keep going in cycles of renewal. That's what the blessed God is doing. So basically, we have the divided God who, of course, we see by the time the divided God had been implemented or called into action from creation, when it says, and God divided the waters from the waters which was above the waters, and so on. By the time all this divided came in, which really has the word Eve, we could say, because we could see, of course, Eve was very instrumental in saying, eating of the fruit, however we were taught this thing, eating of the fruit, that meant they, and gave to her husband, okay, whether it was half half or whatever, there was divided in there as well. So, but that was not the divided God was already present before the eating of the fruit. And what people have not really taken on board as well, after the blessing had happened, this is very important that we really pay attention to this, because there is a species or female in particular, or the woman in particular, let's say the woman in particular, has just been labeled the evil one, the serpent, in a totally negative way. It's not to say there are not negative aspects, but totally negative. So it was, she was the cause of Adam, who didn't seem to have had a brain. He knew how to name everything else, but not to say no to the apple, which was, or apple, I say, or moringa, or whatever it was, the moringa seed, or whatever. And he didn't have a brain enough to say, well, we really shouldn't have this. Yeah, you said you come out of me, then I should have more power over you to be able to say no, don't. What's all this about? I mean, in nature, all around us, how can we do this? How do we do this? Okay, so we can see that basically the set God, of course, there was two. By the time we have set God, these two already is already saying there's polarities already in place. Polarities have already happened. Two of everything. When the set God came in, the 8 is like two zeros stuck together, two cells stuck together, or two cell or one cell that had come divided because the divided God came in. Now we can see that with the divided God, because the number 3, for instance, is like two cells that were broken, if you like, or they kind of stick together. And free is, that's why free is W. It's also W, and it's E upside, it's E on sideways, it's free, it's W, and it's M for mother. So basically all of this is really showing us, yes, to some extent, you would say, yes, Eve is of all things, or the cause of all things, because Eve existed, according to the dictionary, The meaning of Eve is that which existed before any event took place or takes place. So you can see what I mean. I'm going to make this video short. It's on 14 minutes. Let's go on just closing this on here. And we see the blessed God. We're just going to end on the blessed God here. So we see the blessed and the free and the divided God with these two frees here is showing exactly how the whole had been broken. So basically, if you put two frees together, let's go. If you put two threes this way, this is three, and another three this way, you can overlap them. They form 8. So I'm going to end here because I just want to break down these videos into bite sizes. And thank you for watching as we have dug in and had a palette full. I hope you find this delicious. Okay, I am Karen McQueen. If you like this video, give us a like and share and subscribe and stay ignited.